July 2025, the Ontario Securities Commission and the Canadian Investment Regulatory Organization both released a bombshell report that every Canadian investor should know about. They surveyed 2,863 investment representatives from Canada's Big Five banks in a voluntary and anonymous investigation into sales practices at bank-affiliated mutual fund dealers. The results revealed systemic issues that could be affecting your financial future. This comprehensive review was prompted by CBC's March 2024 hidden camera investigation that captured bank employees misleading customers just to meet sales targets. Based on those revelations, CIRO and OSC conducted their own investigation, and what nearly 3,000 bank employees revealed when speaking anonymously to regulators is concerning. 68% of bank investment representatives experience sales pressure at least sometimes, with 35% feeling pressure often or always. The driver of this pressure? Performance scorecards that track every single sale and their targets. These performance scorecards created what many in the survey described as a fear-based culture, where meeting quotas matters more than client outcomes. In fact, one representative wrote, "I feel pressured at work to make sales that aren't always suitable for my client. This needs to change, as the practices in place are creating unease and anxiety for myself and my clients." Now here's where it gets problematic. 32% of representatives agreed that compensation structures place more value on the sales volume rather than quality of advice. The system works like this. Mutual funds are weighted much more heavily than GICs on performance scorecards, directly affecting bonuses and promotions. Even when a GIC might be more suitable for a client situation, representatives are incentivized to recommend higher fee mutual funds. As one representative explains, representatives are compensated 110% on mutual funds and potentially 15% on GICs. This creates an inherent conflict of interest. Perhaps most alarming, 23% of bank investment representatives couldn't define management expense ratio, or MER, which is the annual fee charged by mutual funds and is arguably one of the most important factors in long-term investment success. The knowledge gap here becomes even more significant when you consider that most representatives surveyed held only the Canadian Securities course, which is the bare minimum credential required. In fact, only 9% held more than one professional credential. Most bank representatives can only sell their own bank's mutual fund. This is a self-imposed restriction known as Know Your Product, or KYP. This means that there are no access to external products that might be better or cheaper for clients. In the survey, 48% of representatives believed that clients would benefit from a broader investment option suite, but they weren't able to offer them. The survey revealed a concerning workplace culture. While 55% had concerns about sales pressure, 38% of those surveyed won't voice these concerns due to fear of reprisal. Among those who did speak up, 43% reported their concerns weren't adequately addressed. Now here's the real-world impact on Canadian investors. 23% of representatives agree that there is a high pressure to sell potentially unneeded product or services to clients. Although 60% of representatives did disagree with this statement, still having 1 in 4 representatives acknowledge there is a high pressure represents a significant concern for Canadian investors. The long-term financial impact here is substantial. Customers who received unsuitable product recommendations with higher fees and limited options can see their retirement savings and financial goals significantly impacted over time. Now, here's how you can protect your financial future. Ask the right questions. The next time you meet with a bank investment representative, ask, "How are you compensated for this product recommendation? What other investment options did you consider for my situation? Can you explain all the fees and their long-term impact on my returns? Do you have access to the entire investment marketplace or just your bank's products? And what credentials do you hold beyond the minimum required licensing?" It's also important to understand some key investment concepts. You should learn about management expense ratios, or MERs, and the difference between sales-driven recommendations and comprehensive financial advice. For your major investment decisions, consider getting a second opinion from an independent source. If someone truly has your best interest at heart, they'll welcome additional perspectives on your financial planning. Consider alternative options. Independent wealth management firms and fee-for-service financial advisors can access the full investment marketplace and may also operate under compensation structures that better align with your interests. So what does this mean for Canadian investors? When nearly 3,000 bank employees anonymously and voluntarily report these systemic concerns to financial regulators, it deserves particular attention. The data here reveals the structural incentives within Canada's largest financial institutions that may not always align with client interests. The OSC and CIRO continue to investigate with bank meetings scheduled in the future, and regulatory action may actually follow. However, you don't need to wait for regulatory changes to take control of your financial future. Understanding these industry dynamics empowers you to ask better questions, seek appropriate credentials in your advisors, and ensure you're receiving guidance that truly serves your long-term financial interests rather than someone else's sales targets. Your financial future is way too important to leave to chance or to sales quotas. If you liked this video or found it interesting, please consider liking and subscribing to see more content like this. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.